Hi friends, my name is Adolfo Castañeda. I am the Director of Hispanic Education for Human Life International, and this is a second video about the issue of globalism and how it attacks life, family, and national sovereignty. How did globalism start? It started with the UN, United Nations, in 1945 after World War II. The Allied victor nations began to head the destiny of the world. They drafted the United Nations Charter and the list of human rights. But in their minds, these rights did not come from God, but from the consensus of the dominant elites themselves. Also, there was the influence of Eleanor Roosevelt, the First Lady of the United States at that time, and the Soviet Union. Eleanor Roosevelt was very much influenced by her friend Margaret Sanger, the founder of the largest abortion provider in the world, Planned Parenthood. And the Soviet Union had legalized abortion at the beginning of the 20th century. So this is why they did not define the beginning of human life at conception in the right to life of the United Nations, thus opening the door for abortion. On the other hand, rich countries and individuals and international anti-life NGOs, non-governmental organizations, began to control the UN. Also, the UN began to assume roles beyond its original mandate, which was to secure peace and respect for human rights. They wanted to take control of education, health, culture, science, the environment, etc. The UN demanded that all countries follow their principles. Even though the UN does not have binding power on nations, it does exert a lot of economic and political pressure, especially on developing nations or countries that depend for money and aid on the UN and other international institutions. How do globalists try to legitimize themselves? They do so by means of technology and philanthropy. In other words, they have the technical knowledge, especially in information system, internet, platforms, etc., and they also have the money to quote unquote solve world problems or global problems like pandemics, the climate, population crisis, etc. What is progressivism in general? Globalism uses two other ideologies to advance itself: progressivism and wokeism. We'll talk about progressivism, or begin to talk about progressivism in this video, and then later on about wokeism. Progressivism is a false progress. It claims that everything new is superior to the old, to what is previous. What came before is backward, prejudicial, and oppressive. And what came before is not valuable accumulated experience, but limitations to the absolute freedom of the autonomous individual who makes himself independently from the past. Progressivism wants to apply this ideology to everything: norms, values, institutions, traditions, religion, family, even biological sex, like transgenderism. According to them, history progresses towards total individual autonomy and the so-called well-being of humanity. Well, friends, this is what I wanted to share with you about in this second video about globalism and its mentality. There you have in your screen our contact info for Vida, Humana, Internacional if you want to know more about us and about the topics we address, whether in our website or in our YouTube channel. I invite you to visit that channel. We have videos in English and Spanish about our training sessions, about every topic that has to do with the defense of life, faith, and family. And you can also contact me to know more about other avenues that we have for communication about pro-life issues. And of course, if you want information only in English, you can visit Human Life International website. You have the address of the website at the right-hand corner at the bottom of this screen, www.hli.org. Thank you for your attention. May God bless you, and I see you in the next video.